Hello everybody, my name is Leslie Wilson Jr. and I'm a journalist working with the Gulf News in Dubai. Obviously I specialize in horse racing. I've been here right from the inception of racing in the early 90s. Been there at the first World Cup. It's been an incredible journey and I couldn't be happier doing what I'm doing right now. Incredibly busy. I mean, obviously you never know what's going to happen in the next 10 or 12 hours that you're there in office. I think the key is to be very organized, check all your mails earlier, get that out of the way, do some planning, and then the execution. That's the key. You've got to execute quick and fast. Quite interesting. My dad used to be a journalist, much like me, and obviously it was my mum's dream that I could follow in his footsteps and obviously inherit the mantle that he once wore. And like I said, it's been amazingly entertaining and enriching to be a journalist, and particularly in this part of the world. That's the question I've been waiting to be asked. Perhaps a rock star. Besides sports and journalism, I am crazy about music, and I think being a rock star, being in front, singing in front of 100,000 people will be an exhilarating experience. Of course, it's only a dream. I know this is one dream will be hard to chase, but it's still a dream for me. Perhaps the Epsom Derby. A couple of years ago when I went there, I was so keyed up getting there. I hopped off at the wrong station, which was Tottenham Corner, and discovered that I couldn't get back on the train, and I had to walk the track literally all the way to the press room. It was a sweaty walk, but it was kind of enlightening as well because I got to feel the ground, what's the surface on, the dips, and in all the nuances of the track. The best part, I would imagine, is that there are absolutely no 2 days that are identical. You can never ever imagine what's going to happen in 10 or 12 hours. News breaks, how you deal with it. I think that's what makes journalism perhaps what it is. Deadlines. That would be any journalist's nightmare. Most jobs you could take home your work. Most jobs you could say I'll do it later. But in journalism, and particularly in modern journalism, where you have social media, where you have Twitter, stuff like that, you got to be on your toes. You can't pause. You can't even have a cup of tea sometimes. You got to get the job done first. I think the access, the variety of racetracks. You've got dirt surfaces, you've got turf surfaces, and ultimately I think the access, you get to meet some of the best jockeys, the best trainers, and get to see some of the best horse flesh in the world, right up close and personal. I'm not a superstitious guy, but I'd like to get up on the right side of the bed. Let's put it that way. Oh, that's an easy one. I would have to say the 2000 Dubai World Cup, when Dubai Millennium won that race. There was so much build-up, there were so many stories, a horse named to win this race, and boy did he deliver, winning by a record margin. That would have to top them all.
Dubai Millennium is coming home well clear in the Millennium Dubai World Cup. What a performance! Dubai Millennium wins it. Look at Alfred.
I would perhaps like to pick Mick Jagger, Shane Warne, and Anna Wintour. The reason I picked these assortment of people is Mick Jagger, again because of my love for music. I'd love to hear him tell us some stories about his journey for the last 40-50 years, writing those songs, playing in front of those audiences. Shane Warne, I would imagine he's the cleverest cricketer I've ever known. I mean, I've known Gary Sobers, Lance Gibbs and the likes, but Shane Warne I think is particularly interesting character, likes to know a few tips about how he bowls, how he got some of the greatest batsmen out. And Anna Wintour, I mean, if you talk about fashion, you can't avoid the name Anna Wintour. She's there at every catwalk, every runaway, and again, getting an insight into the world of fashion. If you want to get it from anyone, it'll have to be Anna Wintour. Yeah, I would perhaps like to go with Sir Michael Stoute. I like the way he does his interviews for one. I know he, besides horse racing, being from Zimbabwe, he loves his cricket, so won't be just one-dimensional. We'd have a lot to talk about, and he's a lovely man at the end of the day.